When local doctor Mary Claire Haver found herself struggling to lose weight and going through her hot flashes after turning 40, she set out to find nutrition-based solutions to all those hormonal changes that many women deal with.
Yeah, you are not alone if this sounds like you. Her revolutionary approach is called the Galveston Diet and has turned into a bona fide menopause guru. 2 million TikTok followers and counting. She's joining us now to explain the program and answer some questions from our viewers. Dr. Haver, welcome to Houston Life.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, this is fascinating, and a lot of people want to know how this all started. Obviously, the TikTok thing is newer for you, but you've really dedicated your practice to menopause, something so many people are dealing with.
Right. I was a traditional OB-GYN for years, delivering babies, doing pap smears, all kind of the routine stuff, and menopause was a small part of my practice, but it really took me aging with my patients where they were starting to go through the same things physically that I was going through, that I realized there was a big gap in my knowledge and education around menopause, and that I needed to dig deeper in order to be able to best serve myself and serve my patients.
Wow, you found the need and you dug right into it. You live in Galveston now, and you wrote a book that people can get all of that information from, the Galveston Diet.
So the Galveston Diet, so in medicine, diet is more of a plan, a style of eating, rather than just, a fad or something. And I began the program as a way to help my patients. It was something prescriptive. I was like, okay, we're going to stop counting, go straight to counting calories and excessively working out, because it doesn't seem to be working for most of us at this age. And it's really frustrating. It was frustrating for me and frustrating for my patients. And so what if we looked at this differently? What if we looked at things from an inflammation standpoint? What can we do nutritionally to lower inflammation? So I actually went back to school and became certified in culinary medicine from Tulane University to learn more about nutrition and how I could better serve my patients. And so what started out as me just telling my girlfriends, helping myself, helping my patients, I started talking about it on social media, and that's where it exploded.
It's no surprise that it exploded and the followers that you have, because so many people out there are looking for answers. Menopause, doctor, a lot of women hit around 45, but the symptoms of menopause can actually start as early as your mid-30s. Is that true?
That's correct.
A lot of people don't know that.
No, and so there's a lot of misunderstanding and lack of information and education, even amongst OB-GYN providers, around perimenopause, which is the transition from normal reproductive cycles to full menopause. And that typically begins between 35 to 45 years of age. So it's totally reasonable and normal for a woman in her 30s to start experiencing symptoms. And it's a little bit of a shame that she can go to her healthcare provider and they also don't have the knowledge and education to be able to say, okay, well, we know it's not thyroid. They'll do the labs, but the labs come back normal, and the patient's like, well, maybe I'm just crazy. So instead of, this may be something hormonal going on with her menopause, and there's some definite things that we can do to help her.
You mentioned inflammation, but are there other triggers or things that people can look for to say, hey, maybe I should talk to my doctor about maybe premenopause?
Sure. So inflammation can present as multiple things in the body. So for some women, it may be musculoskeletal pain, a new onset of a shoulder pain, like a frozen shoulder we see a lot in perimenopause, new hip pain, new arthritic pain. You can have no organ system in the body is spared. So if any of you take away from this, it's like your brain can be affected, your heart, your lungs, your gastrointestinal system, your bladder, your bones, your skin. So, and each of us is bio-individual. And if my estrogen level is 100, I'm making up numbers, and yours is 100, we can have completely different symptoms, all related to wherever we are in our menopause.
And Dr. Haver, this conversation, I can imagine, would be overwhelming for some of our viewers out there who are like, wait a minute, hold on, that's me, and I'm experiencing all these things. The good news is there are things that people can do to help prevent these symptoms from getting worse. What are your top tips if someone is experiencing just unexplained weirdness in their body?
So if I, my top 3 would be, 1, you're not crazy. Having that conversation with yourself that this is real. I deserve a conversation around what's happening to me. I deserve to be heard. I deserve to find a healthcare provider who's going to partner with me in this journey. Number 2 is that, don't overlook nutrition as a possible source of treatment for this. We know that certain nutritional, things can help with hot flashes, can help with joint pain, can help with arthritis. And the third would be, movement. Don't forget, stop working out to be thin. We want to work out to be strong.
And
we
healthy.
Exercise, cardiovascularly to keep our heart strong, and we do resistance and strength training, Pilates, yoga, whatever that looks like for you that brings you joy to keep our bones and muscles strong.
Good advice. So you mentioned everybody's body is different. We know that. So is the Galveston Diet for everybody?
The Galveston Diet is for everyone. What started out was me to treat a bunch of middle-aged ladies who were frustrated with new onset belly fat that they couldn't figure out what to do with, has become something that everyone can do, at least in adulthood.
That's awesome.
We have some viewer questions, Dr.
Sure.
Haver. People wrote in on our website, HoustonLife.tv. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. The first is from LMDA Rodriguez. She asks, what about achy bones and you don't have arthritis or have not been diagnosed with arthritis?
Sure.
Is that part of menopause?
So when our estrogen levels decline, our inflammatory markers go up. Our levels of inflammation go up in the body. And that, for a lot of us, is expressed as new onset arthritis or joint pain, hip pain. Your tendons are inflamed, and so there's lots of stuff that you can do for that. You still have to do the musculoskeletal work, the stretching, not ignoring, sitting, getting up, moving around. But things like, an anti-inflammatory nutrition profile, turmeric supplementation can be really powerful here to help decrease the inflammatory markers as well.
Okay, well, we have another question from Monica. She's in Sugar Land, and she wants to know what the top anti-inflammatory food would be that you recommend for a person to add to their diet after they turn 40.
So it's hard to pinpoint one food. If I was going to pinpoint one nutrient that would be powerful, I think it would be fiber. Most women in the standard American diet, the way most of us eat, are getting about 12 grams of fiber in our diet per day, and we really, really need 25 grams or more.
Okay.
Now, there are supplements available on the market, but most of your fiber should come from food, because those fiber-rich foods like berries, legumes, which are beans, like crunchy vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, have other micronutrients as well, are loaded with other things that also fight inflammation, so you get the package.
Dr. Mary Claire Haver, unfortunately, we're out of time. We have to leave this here.
Long.
Please come back and visit us.
I would love to. It would be
Thanks
great.
for all the free advice.
Sure.
We appreciate it.
I'm sure a lot of our viewers will want to connect with you. Those TikTok followers, keep going up, people. By the way, the Galveston Diet is available at bookstores right now, and if you would like to meet Dr. Haver, she does have an upcoming book signing, and you're in luck because it's happening this Saturday, April 15th, 6:30 p.m. at Brazos Bookstore, 2421 Bissonnet Street in Houston.
For a link to get a copy of the book, head over to our website, HoustonLife.tv, and click on the Seen on Houston Life section.
Eat more beans, and Houston Life will be right back.